From stories across the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A very good evening to you. I'm Nitya Chandra.
Very good evening. I'm Lakshit Singha. We start off by taking a look at the headlines for tonight.
The President states one aim of the Easter Sunday attacks was to sabotage the war against drugs. The petition challenging the citizenship of Gotabaya Rajapaksa dismissed. Minister Sajith Premadasa submits deposits to contest the presidential election. The number of depositors is now 33. The price of gas to be reduced from midnight today.
Now in your top story this evening, the government has decided to reduce the price of a cylinder of liter gas. The price reduction will be effective from midnight today. The price of a 1.25 kilogram gas cylinder has been reduced by 240 rupees. Thereby the price, which was 1,733 rupees, has been brought down to 1,493 rupees. The price of a 5 kilogram gas cylinder has been brought down by 95 rupees. The price, which was 693 rupees, has been brought down to 598 rupees. The price of a 2.3 kilogram gas cylinder has been reduced by 30 rupees. The price, which was 319 rupees, has been brought down to 289 rupees.
Now, meanwhile, President Maithripala Sirisena says fruitful results were attained over the past few years through the drug prevention campaign. The President expressed these views speaking at a ceremony held at Nalanda College, Colombo today. The ceremony was organized as a tribute to past pupil Dr. Sarath Samarage, who has been knighted by the Queen. Dr. Sarath Samarage functions as the President of St. John's Association and the Non-Governmental Institute on the Prevention of Drugs in Sri Lanka. The ceremony was organized by the past pupils of Nalanda College. President Maithripala Sirisena said in the same way that Dr. Samarage has been honored by the Queen, he as the President would like to pay tribute to Dr. Samarage on behalf of the country and its people. The President stated Dr. Samarage needs to be honored for the contribution of his knowledge and expertise to the widespread program for the prevention of drugs, as some are not aware of the damage caused by drugs. The President further states the most recent disaster was the Easter Sunday attacks, and no matter what anyone says, it was drug smugglers who were behind the attacks. The President also said the campaign launched by him to save the youth of the country from the drug menace over the past few years has been extremely successful. He also said as drug smuggling was controlled, the price of narcotics has increased as there isn't a supply of narcotics to meet with the demand.
සමාජය විනාශ කර මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය ජාවාරම්කාරයින්ට විරුද්ධව මම ගෙන ගිය වැඩපිළිවෙල පසුගිය අවුරුදු ගණනාව තුල විශේෂ ලෙස උඩට ආවා. රටේ මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය දැඩි පාලනයක් ඇති වුණා. පහුගිය අවුරුදු වල විෂ මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය, හෂීෂ්, කොකේන්, මර්ජුවානා, අයිස් වගේ ඒවා අද වේගයෙන් මිල ඉහළ ගිහින් තිබෙනවා පහුගිය අවුරුදු වලට වැඩිය. ඒ මිල ඉහළ ගිහින් තියෙන්නේ ඉල්ලුමට සැපයීම නැති නිසා. ඒ අපි මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය මර්ධනයේ ප්‍රතිඵලය. මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය ජාවාරම්කාරයින්ට එල්ලුම් ගහම මම තීරණය කළා මරණීය දඬුවම් දෙන අය මම අත්සන් කළා. නමුත් මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය ජාවාරම්කරුවන්ගේ බලය ඉතාමත්ම ශක්තිමත්. දේශපාලන ભેදයෙන් තොරව ඊට එකතු වෙනවා ඒවා වළක්වන්න. විවිධ ශේෂ්ත්‍ර හරහා විවිධ බලවතුන් එකතු වෙනවා. ලෝකයේ අධි තාක්ෂණයේ තිබෙන බලවත් රටවල් වල බුද්ධි විශේෂඥයෝ අප්‍රේල් 21 න් පස්සේ ලංකාවට ආවා. ඇමරිකාව, ඉංගලන්තය, සිංගප්පූරුව, ඉන්දියාව, යුරෝපය ඒ බුද්ධි විශේෂඥයෝ ඇවිල්ලත් අද වෙනකන් සොයාගන්න බැරි වුණා අප්‍රේල් 21 ත්‍රස්ත ප්‍රහාරයට විදේශ සම්බන්ධතා තිබුණාද කියන එක. අද වෙනකන් සොයාගෙන නැහැ. සාක්ෂි සාධක ඇතු. මද්ද්‍රව්‍ය ව්‍යාපාරයේ මර්ධනය කළා ගෙන ගිය වැඩපිළිවෙල විනාශ කරන්නයි ත්‍රස්ත ප්‍රහාරය ඇති වුණේ. ඒ බොහෝ දෙනෙක් අවබෝධ කරගෙන නැහැ. නමුත් ඒ අභියෝගය අදත් ඉතාම බරපතලයි.
The President presented Dr. Sarath Samarage with a souvenir. Principal of Nalanda College Tilak Wattuheva and a number of ministers and parliamentarians attended the event.
Now, the three-judge bench of the Court of Appeals today unanimously decided to dismiss the petition filed calling for a court order preventing the acceptance of former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa's Sri Lankan citizenship. The verdict was pronounced by the three-judge bench comprising President of the Court of Appeals Yasantha Kodugoda and Justices Mahinda Samayawardena and Arjuna Besekara. The President's Council, appearing on behalf of Gotabaya Rajapaksa, said as a cabinet of ministers had not been appointed as of 21st November 2015, the powers of the subject ministry, which under the Citizenship Act is enforced, rested with the President. The President's Council further stated, according to the Citizenship Act, when dual citizenship is awarded, there is no task entrusted upon the Secretary of the subject ministry. The President's Council stated by now the court has accepted that the document signed by former President Mahinda Rajapaksa as authentic, and based upon this called on the court to dismiss the petition. The President's Council, appearing on behalf of former presidents, said the decision taken by the then incumbent President Mahinda Rajapaksa to confer dual citizenship on Gotabaya Rajapaksa was constitutional. The attorney representing the petitioners argued the dual citizenship certificate issued for Gotabaya Rajapaksa is irregular and illegal, since according to the Citizenship Act, dual citizenship can be conferred on an individual only by the subject minister. The petition was submitted by Professor Chandragupta Thenura and Gamini Viangura. The petitioners stated they have received information that Gotabaya Rajapaksa did not submit a proper citizen certificate when obtaining a passport and NIC. The petitioners stated that the means through which the passport and the NIC in question were issued are against the law. Thereby they called on the court to issue an order invalidating the decision which issued a passport and a national identity card for Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
A discussion on a number of proposals formulated by the Chamber of Commerce on uplifting the domestic economy was held at Temple Trees under the patronage of Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe recently. The Premier emphasized the country needs to do a giant leap to progress along the path of rapid development through a digital economy that focuses on an export-oriented approach through effective restructuring. The Premier pointed out, although in 2015 the government took upon itself the responsibility of a country that was pressurized by unbearable debt, now the debt burden has been relaxed and the government has undertaken the challenge to direct the nation on a forward march of economic expansion. The Premier also pointed out the commercial and trade opportunities that will be available with the commissioning of the Kandy to Colombo and Colombo to Hambantota expressways, as well as under the Economic Development Plan for the North and East. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe today engaged in an observation tour of the Batticaloa Airport, which is being upgraded. The Premier joined in the progress evaluation discussion on upgrading the airport to the level of the international airport and also inspected the upgraded runway. The objective is to enhance the tourism sector by operating direct flights to South India and internal flights between the Katunayake and Mattala airports. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said the economy of the Batticaloa district needs to be improved. He noted before the war a strong economy prevailed in the district. However, thereafter the economy of the district faced regression. The Premier noted the tourism sector is the best source to bring about new revenue sources to the district. Thereby the Batticaloa airport will be upgraded to a regional airport, so aircrafts from the Mattala and Katunayake international airports can touch down at Batticaloa. On the 17th of this month, the Palali airport will be inaugurated after its upgrading, and the first aircraft from South India will touch down. The Premier also said 2 aviation companies have already sought approval to use the Batticaloa airport. He assured rapid development for the Batticaloa area.
Now, Chairman of the Elections Commission, Mahinda Deshapriya, says until the presidential election is concluded, state ceremonies should not be held with a political impression. Speaking at a media briefing held at the Elections Commission in Rajagiri today, the Chairman of the Commission said if complaints are received, the relevant state officials will be held responsible.
If anyone not gets more than 50% plus 1, not 51%, we have to count second and third preferences. Someone asked, if that, after that also, if there will be no 50%, that question doesn't arise. Because suppose we have 1,000 valid votes, one got 4,400, other got 350, other 250 distributed among the others. After we checking the 250, one will get 401, one will get 410, one will get 405, right? Then the person who have the highest votes, he will elect. Because the 50% at that point comes from 850, not from the 1000. Anyone can contact us through our telephone numbers, faxes, and email address. And the easiest thing, we are getting a lot of complaints through the Facebook. That is what you call our telecommission in Facebook. You can use it anytime. But the most important thing is tagging Mahinda Desapriya or any officer in Facebook will not work, because we don't have time to go through the Facebook for in our personal accounts. But our telecommission thing, throughout, our officers are checking the complaints. And local observers, we are having official observers, CME and PAPRAL, and other observer groups also there. And our main observers are actually political party polling agents.
We will act on every complaint. And you can do it in Tamil, Sinhalese or English, and they will be read and given the due attention.
Most of the complaints relate to proposed appointments in government departments and corporations. We have, under our guidelines, we have requested all government departments and corporations to get the approval of the commission before they proceed with those appointments. So lots of the complaints are about illegal, irregular appointments, irregular recruitment, and irregular promotions.
He further stated on the day which nominations are accepted, only 8 persons can accompany the candidate into the premises of the Elections Commission. The security measures to be implemented were also detailed.
Due to the presidential election, divisional ops rooms have been established in every police divisions, and each police station has been established police station ops rooms. Police have already received 2 numbers of election complaints. From those 2 complaints, one was received by Maharagama police station, and the other complaint was lodged in Maradana police station. A special security plan and special traffic plan will be implemented on 7th October as the nomination day. Due to the special traffic plan is to be implemented at Sri Jayawardhanapura Road and all Kotte Road on 7th October. Therefore, police request from the public to use other alternative roads. More than 1,200 police officers to be deployed for security duties, and more than 500 traffic police officers will be deployed to traffic duties. And other than police, special task force officers will also be deployed on this special duty.
Now, deposits were submitted at the Elections Commission at Rajagiriya today by the New Democratic Front, which is headed by the United National Party, on behalf of Minister Sajith Premadasa, who will be contesting the forthcoming presidential election. Secretary to the party Sharmila Pereira and non-cabinet ministers Sujeeva Senasinghe and Ajit P. Pereira joined in the submission of deposits. Parliamentarian Chamal Rajapaksa submitted deposits today to contest the forthcoming presidential election through the Sri Lanka People's Freedom Alliance. Parliamentarian Piyasiri Wijayanayake submitted deposits today on behalf of Lanka National Front. On behalf of Duminda Nagamua, who is contesting under the Frontline Socialist Party, General Secretary of the party Senadira Gunathilaka made deposits. Now, so far, 33 candidates have made deposits to contest the forthcoming presidential election. They include 16 recognized political parties, 3 other political parties, and 14 independent groups.
Now, presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa says he will bring about an era which workers' rights are secured and the worker is crowned king. He expressed these sentiments addressing a forum of trade unions held at Sirikota. Presidential candidate Minister Sajith Premadasa stated no state entity will be taken off the purview of the government. He stated by obtaining new investments and by entering into a partnership agreement through a new economic development plan, such institutions will be developed while the state ownership will be preserved. In this way, the minister proposed to convert loss-making entities into profit-making entities. He also stated no matter what his opponents say, not 1 inch of our motherland will be sold out, and that is a stance everyone should bear in mind. In the same way, state assets will not be sold out, while the lands of the country will also not be sold out. In addition, the minister said solutions to issues such as political victimization, employment issues faced by the offspring of employees, daycare center issues and issues faced in transportation were discussed at yesterday's special conference, and approval was received to implement the proposed solutions within time frames.
ලබන ආයතන සියල්ලක් ලාභ ලබන ආයතන බවට අපි පත් කරනවාමයි කියන එක මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා. ඔය අපේ ප්‍රතිවාදී ඇත්ත කුමක් කිව්වත් මේ පුණ්‍ය භූමියේ එක බිම්මංගලකටවත් විකිණීම සඳහා අපි අත තබන්නේ නැහැ. ඒක හොඳින් හැම දිනම අවබෝධ කරගන්නට ඕන. රටේ දේපල විකුණන්නේ නැත. රටේ ඉඩම් සම්පත විකුණන්නේ නැත. මේවා සමහර ඇත්තොන්ට අමිහිරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හොඳට මතක තියාගන්න 16 වෙනිදා මේ මැතිවරණයෙන් නිර්මාණය වෙන්නේ අපේකම රටේකම සભ્યත්වය සංස්කෘතිය රජයන යුගය කියලා මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා. දේශපාලන පරිගැනීම් ප්‍රශ්නේ, පියපුතු රැකියා ප්‍රශ්නේ, දරු පරපුරට දිවා සොරකුම් මධ්‍යස්ථාන ගැටලුව, ප්‍රවාහන ශේෂ්ත්‍රයේ ඔබලා මුහුණ දෙන දුක කඳුල වේදනා ඊයේ සම්මේලනයේදී දින වකවානු සහිතව යෝජනා සම්මත වුණා. මගේ උත්සාහය ඒ දින වකවානු වලට පෙර මේ කම්කරු ප්‍රජාවගේ ප්‍රශ්න දිහා බලලා අනිවාර්යෙන්ම ශනිකවම ඔබලට යුතුයකම් ඉෂ්ට කරනවයි කියන එක මම මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරන්න කැමතියි. මේ රටේ කම්කරු පරපුර දිවිහිමියෙන් සුරකින්නට රණසිංහ ප්‍රේමදාසගේ පුතා ලෑස්ති කියන එක මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරමින් අපේ කම්කරු ජනතාවට ජය වේවා කියා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරමින් මම නිහඬ වෙනවා. බොහොම ස්තුතියි. සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්මයාට.
A large gathering participated in the forum, which included the Jatika Sevaka Sangamaya, the Public Service Professionals Federation, National Education Services Union and Salon Workers Congress. A meeting between the United Muslims Collective and presidential candidate of the UNP, Minister Sajith Premadasa, was held yesterday. Attention was focused on a number of issues faced by the Muslim community, especially on the economic front. Minister Sajith Premadasa outlined a number of points, including the rebuilding of the country and equal opportunities. A special forum was held at Sugatadasa Indoor Stadium today, focusing on self-employees island-wide. It was organized under the theme Parivartanayaka Arambama, the beginning of a transformation.
With that, we focus our attention on the views expressed by a number of presidential candidates. Presidential aspirant of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa paid homage at number of religious sites in Mavanella today. Thereafter, he expressed his views to the media. Presidential aspirant of the SLPP, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, said when they were running the administration, they deployed the intelligence units and implemented a good security plan throughout the country. He further stated, be it the LTTE or any other terrorist outfit, a security plan was in force to prevent their operations. He also said discipline has eroded in society due to drugs. He said when he was Defence Secretary, he had prepared a plan to suppress the underworld and drug smuggling. Presidential candidate of the National People's Force JVP parliamentarian Anura Kumar Disanayake participated in a rally at Jaffna yesterday. Presidential candidate of the National People's Force JVP MP Anura Kumar Disanayake said, although there have been wars fought, we should create an environment in which all can live together. He noted the country lived in a fear psychosis and in no way should such an atmosphere be inherited by the next generation.
විවස්ථාව පිළිබඳ සාකච්ඡාවක් තිබුණා. පාර්ලිමේන්තු මෙහෙම කවුරුත් 75 වතාවකට වඩා වෙලින් රැස් වුණා. ඒ නිසා සහජීවනයේ
அதனால் இவர்களுடைய
සමගිය මේ පාලකයන් ඔබට දීපු රැවටීම ඇත්ත සහජීවනයක් පිළිබඳව ඇත්ත ජනතාවගේ අයිතිවාසිකම් ශක්තිමත් කිරීම පිළිබඳව කිසිදු වමනාවක් මේ පාලකයන්ට දෙන්නේ. අපි මේක ඉඩ දිය යුතුද?
Meanwhile, leader of the Janasita Peramuna, Venerable Bhattaramulle Seelaratana Sera, also expressed his views at a media briefing held today. The Thera said he leaves it to the voters to decide on electing to the presidency a candidate who is not tainted with theft, fraud and corruption.
Now, parliamentarian Thilanga Sumathipala says that the elections to follow after the presidential election, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party will form an alliance and contest under a common symbol. He expressed these views participating at a media briefing held today. Parliamentarian Thilanga Sumathipala says after 12 noon on the 6th of October, no party can make deposits on behalf of their candidates. He further states by tomorrow evening, the Central Committee of the SLFP will be able to take a final decision. He also stated they have put forward their views and the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna has also raised certain points. He is able to say there is consensus to contest under a common symbol after forming an alliance, and that symbol will not be the hand, the betel leaf or the lotus bud. He added some supporters have proposed that the alliance contest under the chair symbol.
The railways was declared an essential service with effect from midnight yesterday. The Gazette Extraordinary in this regard was signed by President Maithripala Sirisena last evening. According to the Government Establishment Code, when an employee does not report for work without giving prior notice, it is regarded that the employee has vacated the post. Thereby, steps have been taken to issue correspondences in this regard on railway employees who have not reported for duty so far. The Gazette Extraordinary has been issued upon the powers vested with the President under Clause number 2 of the Essential Public Services Act number 61 of 1979. Thereby, all types of services rendered by the Department of Railways are included, such as the transportation of passengers and goods, ensuring an efficient and continuous service through the operation of trains, the maintenance of trains and rail tracks, signal and communication operations, the issuance of tickets and railway security.
Now, passengers were severely inconvenienced once again today as well due to the ongoing train strike. Railway workers continue their strike action even as the railways was declared an essential service. General Manager of Railways Delonte Fernando says 22 engine drivers reported for duty, 22 trains were operational today. Discussions are continuing, however, passengers are severely inconvenienced.
Meanwhile, the central bank intends to introduce a new policy framework to implement the necessary regulations to increase foreign exchange reserves within the country. Governor of the Central Bank, Dr. Indrajit Kumaraswamy, expressed his views in this regard at the ACI World Conference, highlighting the advantages of the 24-hour operational forex market.
Today, the global forex market constitutes the largest and most liquid financial market in the world. It operates on a 24-hour basis around the globe with a trading volume of 6.6 trillion per day. We live in a world where the pace of change is accelerating exponentially. In the local context, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has taken actions to strengthen macroeconomic policy making and to improve financial market resilience to address global changes and local demands. At a time when the exogenous risks emanating in the global economy are elevated, clearly it becomes even more important to ensure that we have clear frameworks in place for policy making which help to minimize the risks being generated in the local economy. And with a view to achieving this, the Central Bank and the government have been working together to put in place 4 frameworks that have been created to strengthen macroeconomic policy making. These include a flexible inflation targeting regime for the Central Bank, supported by a new foundational law for the Central Bank, strengthening fiscal rules, by amending the Fiscal Management Responsibility Act, having a clear framework for the exchange rate, also strengthening liability management. And for each of these, a framework has been put in place. The new act that is in the form of a bill at the moment, which is going through the system and hopefully will be presented to Parliament in a few weeks. The new Central Bank Act is based on two pillars, that is increased autonomy and accountability. And the flexible inflation targeting regime will be embedded in it. Clearly, already we have transitioned a long way to becoming a flexible inflation targeting economy. The central bank has been pursuing a forward-looking, proactive, data-driven monetary policy. So the law will essentially embed what is already in place and give a very clear signal to markets at home and abroad what the framework will be for monetary policy formulation.
Now, a 5-member committee has been appointed by the President to inquire into the Easter Sunday attacks and prepare a report detailing the necessary action to be taken. Public complaints can be submitted to the committee until the 14th of this month. The 5-member committee is headed by the Appeals Court Judge Janak De Silva, whilst other members are Appeals Court Judge Nisanka Bandula Karunaratna, retired Appeals Court Judge Nihal Sunil Rajakaruna, retired High Court Judge Bandula Kumara Atapattu, and retired Ministry Secretary WMMR Adhikari. Secretary to the Commission HMP P. Herat says public complaints can be sent before the 14th of this month to First Floor Block 5 BMICH, Balda Lokamauta, Colombo 7. Further information can be obtained via telephone number 0112 669 135.
Entrepreneurship 360, a platform for movers and shakers, was held at the main auditorium of the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka yesterday. It was a specially curated speaker series under the topic Navigating Through Challenging Economic Times. The distinguished speakers were Attorney-at-Law Dr. Asanga Gunawansa, Educator Corporate Sector Dr. Ajit Kolonne, and Director of the Hydramani Group Rakil Hydramani. The concept of the event was to connect young startups and youth entrepreneurs who are the movers and the shakers with accomplished individuals to provide them with advice and guidance in navigating challenges that come up as their businesses evolve. It was also a networking event for them to connect with the National Chamber of Commerce, fellow entrepreneurs, and especially the Youth Forum of the National Chamber of Commerce.
Now, Hilton Colombo Residencies has launched its Brazilian food promotion, Sabores do Brasil, at its main restaurant floor, which will be underway until the 12th of this month. This dining promotion will feature 3 guest chefs from Hilton hotels in Barra, Copacabana and Sao Paulo, offering buffet dinner, fun cooking masterclasses and an exclusive chef's table. The Embassy of Brazil in Colombo has partnered with Hilton Colombo Residencies to make this event a success. Sabores do Brasil translates into English as Flavors of Brazil.
Necessary for our survival. Without food, we know life would not be possible. But the human relationship with food is much richer and fortunately goes beyond survival needs. Indeed, food reminds us of the most unforgettable moments and, most of all, of our dearest ones, our families and our friends. Such conviviality provided by food defines us as human beings. Food is also a cultural manifestation of a people using their own ingredients, spices and preparation, thus creating an explosion of sensations that refer to a particular place. The culinary culture that develops and passes from generation to generation eventually becomes part of the tradition of this place. Sometimes the strength of this tradition is so tremendous and irresistible that a typical dish ends up crossing borders and reaching far beyond its place of origin.
The The all shares price index closed at 5,689.90 points, increased by 12.40 points, and the S&P SL20 index closed at 2,755.42 points, also increased by 10.64 points at the end of trading in the Colombo Stock Exchange today. Turnover was over 558 million rupees. Taking a look at your sports news for today, we have a story of a sportswoman who excelled at national level with no facilities at all. And this is reported from Polonnaruwa. She is Pramodi Vatsala Jayasena. She studies at a remote school situated in the Alahara Educational Zone, which is Sarubima Junior School, at which just 120 students attend classes. Pramodi Vatsala Jayasena is a student in grade 10. She entered the javelin throw event in 2017 under the training of her physical training teacher, Indika Udagedara. Although the school has absolutely no sports equipment, Pramodi Vatsala secured victories at provincial level in 2017, whilst in 2018 she qualified for the javelin throw event at all-island level. Although she could not record a win at the all-island level, she obtained gold in the under-16 javelin throw women's event of the National Junior Athletics Championship held at the Sugatadasa Stadium this year. Even amidst difficulties, Pramodi Vatsala has progressed so far due to her dedication and determination to succeed. If she is provided with the required facilities, it could be anticipated that she might win a medal for Sri Lanka at international level in the future. And that's it for the news for today. We'll see you tomorrow at the very same time. Good night.
Good night.